A very good afternoon and welcome to Younib TV News at 1. I am Jesicah Adiang. We have a lot lined up for you on this 6th day of August, so stay tuned. But before we delve into today's stories, let us take a look at news-making headlines.
Ukabila iko na uchochezi, ukabila iko na kisirani. Yule Mutua alifanya, hata kama historia itaandikwa kibwezi, historia itaandikwa kwamba huyu mbunge wenu aliweka mswada ya kufukuza ukabila.
Reinstators will have to wait until next year, a time like this, to be posted. That is 1 year and a half. We need internship for our licensure. No one will employ us without that license. And the license comes immediately you're done with.
It's a good thing to have a digital process of collecting payments. But everything in the implementation has just gone wrong. If we are going the whole way, we want the whole way of knowing who are these private entities so that this matter is put to rest once and for all.
When these things are happening, they bring our stability is not there as human persons. So it's a question, not just as I pointed from the school education, but it's a question that a question that should be looked at from the whole.
Thank you for choosing Younib TV. Now, politicians are being cautioned by the Catholic Church not to make rash claims about school spending, particularly in relations to capitation. The church, led by Nairobi Archbishop Philip Anyolo, claims that these comments have an impact on all students and threaten national efforts to provide free and equitable education. Many Catholic-sponsored schools have already been impacted by capitation delays, and the church is meeting with principals to discuss their concerns and determine the best course of action.
It's a very important and very essential aspect of the Catholic evangelization. For that reason, we have many schools which were started by missionaries. You know, education is free, and it was meant to be free. And the more we make it free for people, is the more we are helping them. So even if it's a matter of capitation, we better discuss always very much in details, because if you make any blunder in education, you can bring the whole country down, you can bring the whole humanity down. So we have to be very cautious that any other things as we go about in politics and so such, we don't make blunders on matters of education. And as we grow as a country, you know, the issue of mental health is very important. In the families, we have dysfunctional families now, and this leads to mental health. We have dysfunctional commitments, they lead into mental health. When these things are happening, they bring our stability is not there as human persons. So it's a question, not just as I pointed from the school education, but it's a question that should be looked at from the whole human person.
Now, moving on, the Auditor General, Nancy Gadugu, has flagged accountability and transparency gaps within the government's eCitizen digital payment platform, pointing to potential misuse of billions of shillings and raising alarm over the service delivery failures in key government agencies. In a March 2025 audit report for the platform's operation in the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024, the Auditor General points out over 9.6 billion Kenyan shillings in a questionable transaction and poor oversight involving financial service providers and government ministries, departments, and agencies.
The committee for the two private entities that had been paid 127 million was under Wandabo Associates Limited, 63 million, and Gold Rock Capital Limited, also 63. The money was in exact equal.
eCitizen platform is a scam. And why, in page 3, Chair, you've been able to read that there is no legal framework to guide this. And that's what makes it a scam.
It's a good thing to have a digital process of collecting payments, but everything in the implementation has just gone wrong. If we are going the whole way, we want the whole way of knowing who are these private entities so that this matter is put to rest once and for all.
There are these 4 bank accounts that were configured in the eCitizen platform that were not, again, authorized. Chair, maybe you'll take point when they report, when they come, who are these 4 bank accounts? We will need to know these bank accounts. How are they even receiving the money? And how is the money transferred?
You established weaknesses that might affect confidentiality, availability, and integrity of information. Then you leave it at that. And you're talking about money, funds, and you know what is happening in this country in terms of these days people are not stealing from banks using guns. They are still using these systems.
Now on to matters education. The Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba has urged the newly appointed University of Nairobi Council to stick to its mandate and maintain close consultation with the ministry. He criticized the institution's past involvement in legal battles, noting the toll it has taken on finances and academic sustainability. The new council brings to an end the prolonged leadership wrangles in the institutions. Ogamba also reassured parents that HELB funding will remain in place.
As you are aware, for almost a year, we had a bit of a challenge with the previous council that was there that had become dysfunctional. And because of that dysfunctionality, it was not possible for council to undertake its mandate in this institution, and these have remained. The delay was worth it so that we get the right team and we get the right mix. I have no doubt that as I've listened to you, that you are the right team to handle the issues that Nairobi University is facing at the moment, and in order to be able to move it forward.
That we are not going to be micromanaging the university management. The university management will be given our support in accordance with the law.
Also encouraging HELB to collect more. The previous year, 23-24, they collected 3 billion. 24-25, they collected 5 billion. We are also encouraging them to continue. And we are asking Kenyans, those ones who went through boom and they received these figures, please pay so that we can have much more money to support the students who are coming in. That was the basis of HELB.
Now, the Kenya Kwanza MPs have dismissed the Kenya Human Rights Commission report calling for the scrapping of the Hustler Fund and labeling it a political propaganda. The KHRC had flagged the fund as unsustainable, citing a 68% loan default rate and governance issues. In response, Ruto allies defended the initiative as a lifeline for low-income Kenyans, arguing that critics do not understand its impact. They urged continued support instead of condemnation based on elite perspectives.
Wengine umesikia wanatuanisha hiyo mpango jana. Wakisema sijui Hustler Fund, oh it is not sustainable, oh it can't work. Let me tell you, it cannot work for you because maybe you don't need 500 shillings, maybe you don't need 1,000 shillings.
Tumeanza kufanya empowerment, wengine wameanza kushikwa na butwa, wanaongea hata tumbo zimeanza kujawa na tumbo joto. Sababu tumekuja kusaidia wale ambao wako chini.
Ukabila iko na uchochezi, ukabila iko na kisirani. Yule Mutua alifanya, hata kama historia itaandikwa kikwesi, historia itaandikwa kwamba huyu mbunge wenu aliweka mswada ya kufukuza ukabila.
Now we are going for a short break, but stay tuned for more news updates. Welcome and thank you for keeping it Younib. Now, the Ministry of Health and Nursing interns whose posting were revoked are still at odds, and the impacted students threatened to set camp at Afya House in order to demand justice. 348 nursing bachelor's degrees candidates insist that the University Senate Board certified letters of completion serve as validation of their credentials. But according to Aden Duale, the Cabinet Secretary for Health, their posting was improper and stands annulled.
We had brought our documents at the Ministry of Health here for verification. They verified everything according to the demands they want. After verification and completing everything, they sent us to facilities. When we reached the facilities, we started working as normal. After working for 3 weeks, we got our revocation through a tweet, not even formal communication. The wrong thing was done by the Ministry of Health. Our universities verified us. All of us here are on graduation lists. We were approved and awarded degrees by our university senates. So upon awardment of the degree, our names are normally submitted to the Nursing Council of Kenya. The NCK did its work.
If you want to reinstate us, we'll have to wait until next year, a time like this, to be posted. That is 1.5 years. We need internship for our licensure. No one will employ us without that license. And the license comes immediately you're done with internship. So our license will come out 2027. Or 2.5 years, what will we be doing outside here?
Away from the capital, Nairobi, now on to Kakamega County. Malava constituency residents have been urged by Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi to take the impending parliamentary by-election very seriously and to select a leader who exemplifies honesty, vision, and a sincere dedication to progress. Speaking to more than 4,000 teachers in Tande Secondary School, Mudavadi emphasized to the public that their vote is a potent instrument that would influence national politics and mold Malava's destiny. The by-election follows the untimely passing of MP Malulu Injende earlier this year.
I've come to engage you because it is a moment of critical importance to the people of Malava, to the people of Kakamega, to the people of Western Province, and to the people of Kenya. Because what you do here has an impact on the whole nation. It does not end in Malava. It has an impact here and beyond. And I was consistent about one thing, that the leadership of Malava must come from the people of Malava themselves. So I deliberately refused. And I told them, I have not requested you to come because I want to impose a leader on you. I have also come here to tell the 3,000 plus teachers, I have not come here to impose a leader on you. I came here so that we can have a conversation. What leadership does Malava deserve?
Now on to sports news. After a great trip in Algeria where they won 10 medals in the one-week event, Team Kenya has returned from the Africa Schools Games. They won 3 gold, 2 silver and 5 bronze medals. Apart from the traditional sports, they also managed to get medals from other sports like wrestling and cycling. The National Olympics of Kenya first Vice President Barnaba Okorir has called on all sports federations to invest in youth programs in schools.
The team has done precisely well, and this is the way to go for us to build future champions, because sports, or rather any sporting activity, starts at a tender age. As you may see now, these first school games, we are trying to nurture our kids to make sure that they appear at the 2026 Dakar Youth Olympic Games and LA 2028.
Team is in a very, very high spirit. Everybody has given their 100%. Those who cannot make it, like tennis, beach volleyball, and judo, they have really given their best. but competition is quite high. It was quite a bit of challenge, language, transport, Hillary, stairs, all those things. But despite all these things, we have been able to manage the good results from our Kenyan team.
Now, congratulations to Team Kenya for their outstanding performance. The sports news brings us to the end of our bulletin today. For more updates, you can follow us on our social media platforms. Thank you for watching. I am Jesicah Adiang, and on behalf of all the news desk, good afternoon.